Hello guys, welcome to this video. We are going to look at a subtopic in differential calculus known as domain and range of a function. Now before we begin this subtopic, now domain and range, these are two dependable variables. They depend on each other. For example, if domain basically means the x value and range means the y value. Now, let us begin by domain. Let us look at domain. Now, domain, these are all real numbers. Real numbers, x, that are real. That are real in the function. Or to define the function. Yeah, in the function. Now range, these are all y variables. These are all numbers y which are real in a function, or to define the function. For example, let us look at the following example here. For example, if you are given example, let us look at this example so that you can understand better. Anyway, you are told to find the domain, and range of the following function. And the function is y, or the function now is y is equals to root 1 minus x squared, or f of x is equals to 1, root 1 minus x squared. Now what you do here, let us look at the solution. What do you normally do? Solution. Now you pick an x1 to be 0. When x1 is 0, now y will be y. Remember, this is the domain, as I have explained there in my video. This is domain. The range part, or the y, will be root 1 minus 0 squared, which will give root 1. Root 1 is plus or minus 1. Very correct. So this is the domain. This is the range when x is equals to 0. When we go x2 to be 1, we'll have y is equals to root 1 minus 1 squared, which will be root 0, which will be 0. This is a real number. Plus or minus 1, these are real numbers. So this function is defined at x is equals to 0 and y is equals to plus or minus 1. Again, is defined at x is equals to 1 and y is equals to 0. Let us look at x3. x3 is equals to 2. Now y is equals to root 1 minus 2 squared, which is root -3. Now root -3 is imaginary number. This one is imaginary, meaning that it is not real. It is not real. Thus, this will neither appear in either of the domain or the range. Are we together up to that point? When we look at now, n number which is greater than 2 will behave the same way. We will get an imaginary number, and from our definition here, we are dealing with real values, real, not imaginary. Actually, even from the range, we are dealing with real numbers. If we take x4 to be -1, let us go on the negative side. It will be root 1 minus -1 squared. This will give you root this -1. So root 0, which is 0. These are real number. Still, these are real numbers, so it is defined at x equals to 4, that's the domain, and y is equals to 0. If we go x5 to be negative 2, it will be root 1 minus 2 squared. This will give you root negative 3. Believe me, this is imaginary. This one is imaginary number, so not real. That's why it's not real. So in short, the domain, now the answer, the domain of this function will be, when we go, the domain will deal with the x value, so it will be x comes from 0 all the way to what? All the way to 1, negative 1 its function. So the least number is negative, so it is negative 1 is less or equal to x, which is less or equal to 1, because 1 is the largest in this domain. That is the domain of this function. If you look at range, the y value, let us look at the range. If we look at the range, it will be, range will be, let us look at the y part, the y part, the y part. The first one, the y is plus or minus 1. These are real numbers. Are we together? Negative 1 is a real number. Positive 1 is a real number. If we go to 0, 0 is also a real number. Yeah, let us go here. 0 is also a real number. 0 is also a real number. Negative 3 is an imaginary number, so we will not include it in the range. So the answer should be minus 1 is there because your plus or minus 1 is less or equal to y, which is less or equal to 1. 1 is still included. So any number which is less than negative 1, it is not included in this range. Is the range. In fact, we can say this one is the y range. Y range in this function. This is the x range. So the next video will tackle on some examples. Given that next video will look at examples of functions you are trying to find the range and the domain in that function. So subscribe. If you found the video more interesting, subscribe for more videos. Thank you for watching.